during childbirth. It is not something that you're going to predict. So childbirth is something that should not be underestimated, and it's important to have the necessary finance for the birth process and the few months that are to come. Let finances not be the deciding factor whether a pregnant mother lives or dies. After I think 2 or 3 days, she had a sepsis, and she said she had 3 of them. This involved going back and forth to theater, and it all required finances to clean the wound and then to treat her. Welcome, I am Theodora and I talk about real life experiences, personal development, grief support, and many other things. Today I talk about the 3rd episode on preparing for childbirth series, finance or saving for childbirth. A child coming into a family or parent's life is exciting, but so many things change, including your finances. Finances are a major part of childcare. Childbirth is a complicated process that should never be underestimated in any way. I'll tell you a story of one Elizabeth Aswan in Tororo district, Eastern Uganda. She came into labor, and at one point her husband was asked for money so that she could be taken in for a cesarean. But the husband said he didn't have the money, but he promised he would look for the money. As he went to look for the money, on his return, his wife passed on. According to the post-mortem examinations that were done, it was found that Elizabeth was actually neglected. She should have been taken to theater earlier on, but because they didn't have the money, it's alleged that medical personnel there saw when her situation was worsening. That is when they rushed her to theater, which was already too late, and she lost her life. I know you may be thinking that this is worst case scenario, but it's good to prepare. You just do not know what happens. You do not know what will happen during childbirth. It is not something that you're going to predict, that now you see when my back moves like this, the baby will come out like this. That is different. Even labor pains are different for everyone. So childbirth is something that should not be underestimated, and it's important to have the necessary finance for the birth process and the few months that are to come. I'll also want to tell you a scenario. There is a lady, I was honored to listen to her story. She had a cesarean birth. After I think 2 or 3 days, she had a sepsis. Sepsis is where part in the abdomen where it's cut for the baby to be removed from the mother's womb. Open, a lot of pus oozing out. And she said she had 3 of them in a period of 2 weeks. This involved going back and forth to theater, and it all required finances to clean the wound and then to treat her. These are all things that you cannot foresee. I encourage pregnant women or couples, it is important to set aside some money that can be able to see you through at least the first 6 months of the child's birth. Of course, you cannot calculate and see that this is the exact amount of money or what, no, but have some money with you that will see through the birth and then care after the birth, depending on if she had a vaginal birth or a cesarean birth. Also depending on her health condition at the moment, because some people may bleed and may need a blood transfusion, and with a kind of a health system in Uganda, you must have money to get certain services. So do not wait to be added into the statistics. Make sure you have money with you to take care of both the child and the mother after the birth. This brings me to the point that the leave period from work for a woman in Uganda after birth, for some people it's like 30 days, 3 months. So it depends on where you are working, but which is very short. And now when these complications arise from childbirth, they will not compensate you. You will take care of yourself. That is being realistic. Maybe for some organizations do, but most of them will not take care of you. You will find ways of fending for yourself, and if you do not come back to work, they will replace you. So it is important the moment you get to know that you are pregnant. Of course, it's not an easy thing that finances will come from everywhere, but try to make sure that you gather certain resources with you that can be able to take care of you, however small it might be. In conclusion, what I could say that let finances not be the deciding factor whether a pregnant mother lives or dies. Make sure you put in place what is possible. Thank you, and I hope to see you next week.